Hello, my friend of shared destiny. Every night, as we prepare to close our eyelids, there is a silent transition taking place inside the body that few of us realize. That transition does not begin when you have fallen into a deep sleep, nor at the moment you just lay your back down on the mattress. It lies at an extremely fragile boundary, those few brief minutes right before dreams arrive. In that quiet moment, your body begins a sacred mission. The heart rate leisurely slows down. The inner century, called the nervous system, gradually lowers its shield of vigilance. The body silently probes whether the surrounding environment is truly peaceful or not. If it perceives absolute safety, it will immediately switch to deep recovery mode. But if stress and anxiety are still lurking, the body will only drift off. 2. To maintain life through the night, rather than truly being restored. For there is an eternal truth of life. This miraculous body can only repair and regenerate itself if, and only if, the deep nervous system within believes that the storms outside have truly receded and danger has passed. Why many people sleep but do not recover. My dear friend, there is a misconception that has long been silently eroding our vitality, the belief that simply lying down in bed will automatically restore the body. But the harsh reality, confirmed by both science and ancient wisdom, is that sleep never guarantees healing. Try looking back at how we end the long day. Even though the body lies still and the eyes are closed, the hands may still be lingering on the blue light from a phone, and the mind is still restlessly chasing endless streams of thought. At that moment, a heartbreaking paradox occurs. Your physical body has lain down, but the deep nervous system within is still standing guard in a combat-ready posture. When that flame of vigilance still smolders, your body receives a false signal that there is still work to do. It is not yet truly safe. Immediately, the flow of repair hormones is blocked, the process of cellular regeneration is delayed, and even the digestive system cannot rest fully. You are merely trying to survive through the long night in survival mode, rather than being reconstructed or recovered. That is why, after a long night, you still wake up with a feeling of exhaustion and heaviness, as if you had never slept. But please do not worry too much. There is an incredibly simple way for us to send a message of peace, helping to awaken the miraculous self-repair instinct of the temple of the body. All you need is exactly 3 minutes of stillness right before actually falling asleep. Introducing the 3-minute pre-sleep habit. Please rest assured that the ritual I am about to share is not a long, drawn-out meditation, nor is it a complex breathing technique or elaborate visualizations requiring mental effort. It is simply a small habit before rest, a gentle bridge taking you away from the hustle of the world to return to yourself. These 3 brief minutes are like a reassuring whisper to your entire being. Now, you can relax completely. Nothing is chasing you anymore. There are no more pressures to carry. The core purpose of these 3 minutes is not to force your body to heal immediately. Its only job is to remove the danger signal that has been surrounding the nervous system for so long. And when that silent siren turns off, the nervous system will automatically switch states, making way for the natural recovery wisdom of the body's temple to begin its subtle repair work. This ritual consists of 3 continuous minutes of transformation, and each minute carries a different sacred mission to soothe your sleep. Minute 1. Breath sends a safety signal. Starting from this moment, I invite you to truly be present and allow yourself to be completely separated from the agitations of the world outside. You are lying warmly on your familiar bed, in a space filled with the soft light and tranquility of the night. The phone, the final bridge to noise and worries, has now been placed in a corner far out of reach. Please do not hurriedly force yourself to fall asleep immediately, for coercion only adds stress to the mind. Just let yourself drift in the most natural way within this reality. Now, slowly place your hand gently on your lower abdomen. Please note, we place the hand on the belly and not the chest. My dear friend, this is because the abdomen is the place directly connected to the oldest survival reflexes of the human nervous system. When you place a warm hand there, you are performing a soothing gesture, touching your deepest center of refuge. Keep your hand very soft and begin to observe the breath taking place. The most important thing in this moment is, please do not try to change or control your breathing rhythm. Let the breath be natural as it is. Merely recognize whether this breath is short or long. Is it slightly hurried or deep and shallow? This pure awareness, without judgment or intervention, is the first medicine that helps soothe the internal pressures that have been weighing on your soul for so long. After a few breaths of such silent observation, gently begin to prolong your exhale a little bit more. Please remember clearly, absolutely do not force or strain yourself. Simply let the breath escape slower and slightly longer than when you inhaled. Do you know why this tiny action carries such great healing power? Prolonging the exhale is the powerful code to activate the vagus nerve, the miraculous nerve that runs along the body. When this nerve is awakened, it carries a message of peace throughout the organs. Let the heart leisurely beat slower. The digestive system is now safe, and every muscle fiber in the body can begin to let go, melting onto the mattress. With every long and smooth exhale, you are sending the strongest and clearest biological signal to every cell and every nerve fiber that, at this moment, there is nothing to run from and no battle to face. You are truly protected, absolutely safe in your own arms and in the silent night. Minute 2. Listening to the entire body. When the breath has become peaceful and natural, I invite you to enter the second minute of the ritual, the moment of pure listening. At this time, please let the breath flow on its own without any further intervention, and slowly spread your attention across the entire temple of the body. You do not need to labor to find pain, nor do you need to analyze which area is unstable. Simply feel your body as a unified whole. Recognize which area is feeling heavy, which area is radiating gentle warmth, or which area seems to be sinking into a state of void. The moment you perform this silent observation, a miracle will occur. Your busy brain will understand that it no longer needs to manage or control anything. And when the conscious control steps back, the innate wisdom of the body will rise. Throughout the blood vessels, circulation begins to improve. The muscle fibers begin the process of self-repair, and the hormonal flow is regulated back to its original state of balance. This is the moment you will feel your body melting and sinking deep into the bed. Sleepiness will come more naturally and intensely than ever. Shoulders that were often braced suddenly let go, and the jaw now becomes soft. That is the sign that your nervous system has completely stepped through the door of deep recovery and regeneration mode. Minute 3. The art of non-action. Friend of shared destiny, we have gone through 2 preparatory steps together, and now I invite you to enter the third minute. A moment that seems the simplest yet is also the most difficult challenge for the human mind. For in this moment, I invite you to do something strange. That is, to do nothing at all. Completely let go of the role of a supervisor. Do not lie there trying to check if your body has relaxed enough, nor silently observe how far the recovery process has progressed. Most especially, please do not crave or force sleep to come quickly. At this time, let your body and mind operate entirely on their own rhythm. My dear friend, understand a profound truth. Healing never starts when you are making an effort. Conversely, it only truly begins when you stop interfering with the natural process of life. This is the pinnacle of trust, the spirit of non-action, Wu Wei, that sages often mention. If sleep comes right now, let it gently carry you away. If not, that is also perfectly fine. You have nothing to be impatient or worried about, because your miraculous body has already received all the most necessary safety signals from the 2 minutes prior. Everything is happening exactly as it should. Your job right now is simply to brawn. Let life take care of itself. The most common mistake, the trap of expectation. My dear friend, there is an incredibly subtle psychological paradox that most of us inadvertently stumble upon when stepping into this healing journey. That is the mistake of expectation. The hunger to see an immediate result as soon as we start practicing. Many of us, After finishing the steps of the ritual, even though the eyes are closed and the body is lying still, the mind still silently opens a third eye to observe and evaluate. We lie there and quietly ask ourselves, have I truly relaxed yet? Why haven't I seen any special change appearing yet? Or, will sleep come better tonight than last night? Do you realize what is happening? This silent craving inadvertently creates a state of stressful monitoring within the brain, and then your sensitive nervous system will immediately perceive that I am still being watched. I am still being placed under the inspection of the will. Please understand a simple yet profound truth. The human body absolutely cannot perform the functions of regeneration and healing when it feels it is being supervised. It is like a flower that only dares to bloom in the silence of the night, or a shy child who can only play freely when there are no stern eyes watching. Your body only truly begins its most miraculous overhaul when it feels completely free. A freedom to rest without being subjected to any pressure from results. Therefore, in these 3 sacred minutes, I hope you do not try to do right by the technique, nor turn healing into a scored meditation exercise. Do not lie there waiting for a miracle or a special feeling to appear. Instead, simply allow a space to exist. A space with no plans, no goals, and no judgment. When you dare to let go of control and give up even the desire to be healthy, it is precisely at that moment that the door to true recovery begins to open. You do not need to do anything more. Just let the silence do the rest of its miraculous work. The important gesture, letting go of that day. But before we actually place our hand on the abdomen to begin the first minute of the ritual, there is a tiny detail that carries the power to change the entire result of the healing. Masters of wisdom often call it an internal gesture, a silent but decisive shift within your consciousness. The very moment you have just lain down, before performing any breath, I invite you to quietly realize a truth that, in the next few hours, you absolutely have no problems that need to be resolved. Please listen carefully and feel the weight of this message. This is not avoidance or laziness, but a sacred renunciation. Right now, you do not need to search for solutions to financial troubles, do not need to plan for tomorrow's meeting, nor analyze what you said wrong today or who upset you. Treat everything that happened today like a book you have finished reading, and now is the time to gently close the book, put it on the shelf, and walk out of the library. Why is this vital for recovery? Because there is an unchanging principle. Your body's temple can never conduct the work of healing as long as the mind is still working hard. If your brain is still busy calculating and worrying, then the entire precious source of energy will be burned for those thought streams instead of being concentrated down to repair the cells. While the mind is awake, the body cannot truly rest. You will notice a miracle the very moment you perform this gesture of letting go. As long as you tell yourself, everything is finished, now I have nothing to solve, then immediately your braced neck muscles will automatically soften. The abdomen that was contracting from pressure suddenly relaxes, and your breath will automatically become deeper and smoother without any effort. This internal gesture is the final command sent to the nervous system, a powerful affirmation that today has truly ended. When your mind has let go of the world, your body will understand that it is now allowed to wholeheartedly return to caring for and regenerating itself. That is when true healing begins to follow the rhythm of nature. Accepting the loss of control when sleep arrives. My dear friend, there is a truth that few mention. Sometimes we've performed every ritual correctly and done every breath well, but still fail at the decisive moment simply because of an underlying desire. The desire for control. We lie there, eyes closed, but the mind is still silently keeping guard and asking, has sleepiness come yet? Am I about to sleep? We want to witness with our own eyes, to clearly feel the moment we cross the boundary into slumber. But please understand, the nature of a deep and high-quality sleep is not a state for you to observe or enjoy. Sleep is a temporary disappearance of consciousness. It is the threshold where the I of today, with every identity, every worry, and every bit of control, must completely vanish to make way for the instinct of life to operate itself. This very disappearance is the prerequisite for healing to take place at the deepest level. Because only when your consciousness truly steps back and completely stops intervening can the body be free to perform its sacred missions. That is when the amount of recovery hormones is released most powerfully. Damaged tissues are reborn, and the brain begins the process of clearing neural waste most completely. If you are still awake to observe, the body will remain in a state of waiting for orders without daring to begin the grand repair work. Therefore, after the third minute of the ritual, I invite you to perform the most courageous act of the spirit, that is, to accept the loss of control. Do not try to sleep, for the effort itself is a form of stress. Also, do not try to stay awake to monitor yourself. Simply let sleep take its own initiative and seize you. Like a drop of water dissolving into the heart of a vast ocean, let yourself drift in absolute trust in the wisdom of creation, when you are no longer there to keep watch. That is when the most miraculous healing begins to silently spread throughout the temple of your body. Healing is not an action. Try to imagine the mornings of the next few days when you begin to practice this 3-minute ritual regularly. You will notice incredibly subtle yet miraculous shifts. It might be a feeling of lightness when first opening your eyes, with no more stagnation or heaviness occupying the soul. You will find that joints and muscle fibers that were usually stiff after a long night now suddenly become softer and more flexible. And even in daily activities, you will suddenly realize your breath automatically becomes deeper and smoother, as if the body has found its original rhythm again. After a few weeks of persistently nourishing this peace every evening, the benefits will spread even deeper and wider. You will find yourself less easily swept away by the waves of everyday stress. Sleep each night comes more naturally, easily, and completely. The recovery ability of the body's temple in the face of fatigue or pain also becomes incredibly strong. However, there is a core thing I dearly hope you understand. All those miraculous changes do not come from the fact that you have done more or efforted more. Conversely, they come from the fact that you have learned how to stop holding on. Instead of gripping onto stress throughout the long night as an unconscious habit, you have chosen to let go so the nervous system can rest.